The Doctrine of Discovery was a document formatted in the late 15th century by the popes at the time. It gives permission to European explorers to conquer land as long as there's no Christian people there. As there was people there already, but they were not Christian, they did not count as people according to the 15th century popes.
This resulted in the next 250 years, Europeans colonizing almost everywhere in North and South America and the Caribbean, as well as various places in Africa and small islands across the world. No matter of the people living in those locations, because according to the church at the time, if the people were not Christian, then they were not considered people at all.
We're here today.
Jack Bisger.
Can you describe to me the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery at all?
I cannot.
You cannot? All right. So the Doctrine of Discovery was in the 15th century, popes came together and basically said, if someone's not Christian, then they're not a person, giving European settlers permission to, like, every time they're exploring, they find new land. If there's non-Christians on that land, then they're not people, so then they can conquer it. So my next question for you is, how do you think Native people were treated during this time?
Probably not very well. Probably kicked out of their own land because they weren't Christian.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack.
Who am I here with?
Brody West.
All right, first question I'm going to ask you is, can you describe the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery?
It helps Native Americans and their their way of life now. It provides them the land, and there's reservations. Is that right?
Sorry, that's incorrect. The Doctrine of Discovery was the Pope and the Christian religion giving Europeans the right to go to any land they wanted, take the land, and kick off the native people, basically. All right. Second question I'm going to ask is, how do you think Native Americans were treated during the time of the Doctrine of Discovery?
Probably horribly, prisoners almost, and just being kicked out of their land and killed and their villages and houses being burned down.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Who are my hero today?
I'm Emmanuel Crier.
Emmanuel. Can you describe the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery, or even what it really is?
Not by name.
Okay, that's all right. So basically, in the 15th century, popes came together and they claimed that if someone was a Christian, they weren't a person, allowing European settlers, explorers to go around and colonize everything, because there wasn't any people living on that land according to the Pope. So my next question for you is, how do you think Native people were treated during this time locally here in the Midwest? Or in all America, for that matter?
Treated?
Yeah.
I wouldn't retreat. I would take my land back.
Okay. Appreciate
At
you
least
for that.
try.
At least try. Okay. Thank you, Emmanuel.
All right, who am I here with?
Cole Powers?
All right, first question is, can you describe the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery?
No, you cannot.
All right, so the Doctrine of Discovery is essentially the popes and all the Christian religion telling all the Europeans that they can go off to any land and say it's theirs, claim it, get rid of all the native people on that land and say it's theirs.
Got it.
So essentially for America, Christopher Columbus, he got told come here and settle, and he just removed all native. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, second question is, how do you think Native Americans were treated during this time?
I'm thinking a lot of mindless slaughter in the name of discovery, thinking I can act however I want. So kind of taking the Doctrine of Discovery, using it as like a loophole or a vehicle to kind of act how they want to.
All right. Thank you. All right. Who am I with?
Mrs. Burnick.
All right. First question I'm going to ask you is, can you describe the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery?
Well, it pretty much set a precedent for racism towards other groups of people around the world for the next 500 years.
And the second question to ask is, what do you think Native Americans were treated like during this time?
I think overall it was a fight for their survival as they intermixed with different groups of conquistadors to settlers and just basic explorers as they were trying to figure out who these people were. And you know, disease impacted them, fire, water impacted them, just a lot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, who are we here with today?
Sasha and Kayla?
Alright. Do you guys know what the Doctrine of Discovery is, or really? Alright, the Doctrine of Discovery was, well, it was a document made by the 14th and 15th century popes that basically states if people aren't Christian, then they're not people at all, giving like European colonizers the permission to go around different continents like Africa and the Americas and colonize it, because the people there aren't technically people because they're not Christian. The next question for you is, how do you think Native people were treated around the colonization area, or like era, not area, sorry.
Probably just something to overcome, something to tackle.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right. Thank you guys for your time.
Who am I here with?
Gabriella Meredith.
All right, to start, we're going to ask, what do you know about the impact of the Doctrine of Discovery?
Don't know what it is.
All right. And then the second question I'm going to ask you is, how do you think Native people were treated during that time period?
I'm just gonna assume terrible given all the other time periods they were treated.
That is correct. All right, thank you.
All right, who are we here with today?
Mary Pat House.
All right, Mary. Have you heard of the Doctrine of Discovery, or kind of aware of what it is?
No.
Okay, the Doctrine of Discovery was a document formatted by 14th and 15th century popes that basically told European colonizers that if someone's not Christian, then they're not people. So, and this allowed European colonizers to go around colonizing places like Africa, the Caribbean, both Americas, because they claimed, well, people don't live there because they weren't classified as people because they were not Christian. My next question for you is, in this area around that time, how do you think Native people were treated by colonizers coming from like Britain, France, Spain?
Well, they weren't treated very well at all. They took their land, they killed them, they brought disease, and didn't honor their beliefs and tried to make them Christian.
All right. Well,
Took the kids away from their parents.
yeah. Well, that's true. All right. Well, thank you for helping us raise awareness, Mary. Appreciate meeting you.